Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to choose, manifest, and experience your new reality right now. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back and good morning here from the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Remember, next Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific Coast Standard Time, right here live from the studios of Be Something Wonderful, we're going to have our second live event of the year. I'm going to be answering your questions and talking about topics that you've been sending to us at info@besomethingwonderful.com. This will be broadcast exclusively on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. If you're a member, tune in. If you're not, check out the link below. Creators, welcome back. I got a great video today. I want to talk about this session. With this client was a subscriber way back. She mentioned the fall of 2021. She goes, Tom, I think you had about 1,000 subscribers and maybe a few hundred videos on your channel, which seemed like a lot to me, meaning a lot of videos. But she goes, you didn't have a lot of subscribers, and I think I even mentioned in a comment that I'll come back, right? So she went on and mentioned all of these channels, all of the coaching that she got, all the books she read, all of it, the journey that she went on. And then she said a friend of mine just recently, about 6 months ago, mentioned you and that she had a coaching session and that she pointed me to your channel, and I remembered you. And I couldn't believe it. She goes, and then I promptly started binge watching your channel. And now I really wanted to have a session with you. So we had a session, and so she's been binge watching the channel, literally hundreds of videos. And she goes, your message really hits differently now. And she talked about this idea that we've talked about on several videos, but God announces reality and becomes it in the announcing and assuming of it. She goes, that really changed things. She goes, of all the searching I've been doing, it just seemed like it was still difficult. It seemed like effort. The processes, the imagining, the assuming, it seemed hit and miss. It seemed exhausting. But I finally got it now. I really get your message more than ever. In other words, God's not choosing between different things and then trying to make it happen. We talked about this idea, right? She always felt like it was that she's trying to manifest fulfillment, trying to manifest what she wants, that she's choosing between wanted and unwanted, fulfillment and non-fulfillment, and then trying to make the fulfillment or the wanted happen. Here's the difference versus just announcing reality, knowing that you are all realities. There is no, it doesn't even make sense to talk about non-fulfillment and fulfillment and wanted and unwanted. You're actually all realities, all that is, deciding what that one thing as all that is, that one power, that one God, who and what you're going to be conscious of. Hear this, we're going to get to this today. And then, so God, all that is the one thing, choosing who and what it is conscious of being. Hear this difference, right? God is the one thing, choosing who and what it is conscious of being. It's not a choice between fulfillment and non-fulfillment, between wanted and unwanted. It's all an absolute experience of fulfillment. This changed my life. I mean, I understand that I'm all that is, just unfolding. It's fulfillment unfolding. Do you see it? Before it was just trying to choose something and then trying to manifest the wanted and then tolerate the unwanted versus being that one thing, all that is, and becoming what you desire, what your choice is in that moment. This is powerful. We're going to hit this idea today like we never have before. So remember what Ernest Holmes said. When spirit chooses, it simply announces that it is a certain thing. It's an announcement of reality. It's not a choice between different things. It's not trying to make that choice happen. Spirit is all things. You're choosing like spirit here, or as all that is. That one thing that is everything and the potential to be anything. It's no longer a choice between wanted and unwanted, good or bad, desired or undesired. It's the one and only being, I am, or reality, choosing and deciding who and what they are. Hear this. We're going to really unpack this idea today. God's will means whatever God decides is. That's what God's will is. God makes a decision, and that will, God's will or God's decision must be. That's what that means. It comes into being because it's God's will that it is so. Do you see it? It's not you trying to will some outcome from that limited mind, from choosing between the wanted and unwanted, fulfillment and non-fulfillment, right? Positive and negative, and then trying to will it to happen. It's you deciding as all that is, as that one being, deciding, choosing, and then becoming it in that moment, that one thing, becoming it. Right? Because spirit is absolute. There's nothing to deny its will. This is what Ernest Holmes says. That's what God's will means. So when God chooses, God becomes it, and there's nothing that can deny that. Do you see it? So it's not about willing anything into being. That's the whole meaning of free will. Hear this meaning of free will. We have, what a session yesterday. We have another one next week. So you are free to choose consciously who you are and what your reality is. And will means whatever you choose must be and come into being as your experience of reality. That's what free will means. Get this again. You're free to choose consciously who and what your reality is. As that one being, as that I am. And that will means that whatever you choose must be. It must come into being as your experience of reality. It's an announcement of reality. That's free will. It's God choosing as and through you. Hear the difference here. It's God choosing as and through you, not you or your lower mind, will choosing as God. Do you see it? You're not pounding your chest and saying, I am God. Right, because that's what it feels like sometimes, right? When we say I am God and there is no other, it's an act of humility. It's an act of saying I am God means God is working through you and as you. God's will. Your choice is God's choice working through you. That's what true humility means. Wow. Hear it again. It's God choosing as and through you. It's not you or your lower mind or that lower will choosing as God. Right? That's what true humility means. We're going to cover this idea today. It's not about you pounding your chest saying, I am God and this is what I want. Right? We talked about this idea, right? Choosing between different things and then willing them to happen. Because that's what it feels like. I am God and there is no other. And then unwanted things come up. And we're quickly getting tied up into those things, right? With things that we judge as unwanted, right? Choosing between different things and then trying to make them happen. It's really spirit or God choosing through and as you. And what spirit chooses is done. That's what it is done means. Creation, that's what creation is finished means. It's creation, that one creation, that isness of reality, that one thing, that all that is. Choosing who and what it's conscious of being, and that must be reality. Nothing can oppose the absolute because there's nothing else but the absolute. That's what absolute means. It's the absolute isness. That's the Father. It's the changeless reality. You did not choose me, but I chose you. Jesus said this in John 15:16. That's what that means. I chose, you did not choose me, I chose you. Meaning it's that higher will that's choosing through you, right? As you, as that physical experience. And not my will, but yours be done. That's what that means. That higher will must be done. Not your 3D will to choose between different scenarios, wanted and unwanted, fulfillment and non-fulfillment, and then try to make something happen. It's God, when you choose Choose from fulfillment. Choose from God. Choose knowing that it's God choosing through you and as you. And whatever God chooses, that's an announcement of reality. God's will must be done. Right? Not your will. It's when we believe it's our will, or a 3D and pounding our chest, I am God and there is no other, in that 3D limited mind of ours, trying to make something happen. When you choose, when you speak, it's God choosing and speaking as you and through you, not you choosing and speaking as God. Now, we've talked about this in many different ways, but I really want you to hit this, to understand this, because this is different than some times that we've talked about this. Remember, when you choose, when you speak, it's God choosing and speaking as you and through you, not you choosing and speaking as God, right? Pounding your chest and saying, I'm God, right? Remember, you are all spirit, all God. I am having a physical experience. That's important. So, the words that I speak to you, this is what John 14:10 says to give us more clarity on this. The words that I speak to you, I do not speak on my own authority, but the Father who dwells in me does the works. It's very clear there. Right? It's not your own authority. It's not you speaking as God. It's God speaking as you. That authority, the only authority. It's the Father who dwells within me that does the works. Right? That's how it's done. So when you know that you are not really choosing between different things and then having to try to make them happen, as this client understood now, remember, that's the chest pounding physical personality, right? That believes it's choosing between different things and trying to make it happen. That's the chest pounding physical personality. I am God and there is no other. Right? But rather it's Spirit or God, the Father, I am, choosing through you as you, doing the works. That's true humility. That's what it means to be poor in spirit. Then everything is added on to you. That's truly finding the kingdom. That's why Jesus said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of God. It's you understanding that it's God choosing and working through you as you, not you choosing as God, but God choosing as you. Whoa. That's powerful. Blessed are the poor in spirit, to know that, right? To know that it's God, that your will be done, right? That's God's work. That's powerful. I just want to pause here. That's true humility, or what it means to be poor in spirit. When you know that you're not really choosing between different things and then having to try to make something happen. That's that chest-pounding physical personality I've talked about. But rather it's Spirit or God choosing through you and as you and doing the works. That's powerful today. So know that your choice is fulfilled and is reality in the choosing of it. That's what we're talking about today, right? Versus choosing from the possibility of non-fulfillment and then trying to make or will it to happen. Hear this. Know that your choice is fulfilled and it is reality and choosing of it, because it's God choosing through you and as you. And whatever God chooses, it's done. God's will is done. You become it in the choosing of it. Versus choosing from the possibility, what we normally do, of non-fulfillment. Making a choice between wanted and unwanted, good or bad. Trying not to look at the unwanted or the bad and trying to persist and focus on the good. You're all that is. Deciding what that one thing is all that is going to be now. There's no choice between wanted and unwanted. That's all a concession to the 3D experience, to duality, to relativity, right? You're not choosing from the possibility of non-fulfillment anymore. You're choosing from that oneness, from that one idea that it's all that is. It's God choosing through you, right? So choose from and as, God choosing through you and as you, that one thing, all that is, absolute fulfillment now, and allow God's will to be done through you and as you. Do you see the difference here? It's God choosing through and as you, from fulfillment. You're not choosing between different things that appear wanted and unwanted, or not preferred or preferred, or fulfilled or not fulfilling. It's that one all that isness. Choosing, and in the choosing, in the announcement of it, it becomes it immediately. And that's the one and only reality, right? You can choose to be or have anything, but you can't choose to be or have anything that denies your own true nature. I am. In other words, I am not is not reality. It's not possible, right? So when you're saying I am not, you're saying I am something else. And generally that's a choice that we don't prefer. But remember, I am is the only reality. That's all you have to focus on, because that's that one thing deciding who and what it's conscious of being. That's powerful. So, in other words, you can't be, have, or experience that which you're not already conscious of being, having, and experiencing. We've said this in many different ways. That's the power behind all imaginal techniques, behind all assumptions, behind all affirmations, and we talked about yesterday, behind the message of all those YouTube channels, all those coaches and gurus and books, right? But this is where she went on a search, right, for a few years. That's 2021, August. What is it now? It's February 2024, although she found the channel about 6 months ago, again, or reacquainted herself with it. But still, you're not choosing between fulfillment and non-fulfillment, between different unwanted and wanted things, right? But you're choosing and announcing reality, who and what you are as the one and only thing, all that is, all things in reality. Hear it again. So that's the power behind all imaginal techniques, behind all assumptions, behind all affirmations, behind all processes that you've talked about. Not choosing between fulfillment and non-fulfillment, or between wanted or unwanted, or between preferred or not preferred. That's a concession that you can make in your learning when you're learning this. But then you move to this idea, but you're choosing and announcing reality and who you are as the one and only thing, the one and only reality, all that is, or all things in reality. I am God and there is no other. It's not chest pounding, but it's an act of humility. That's what that affirmation, that I am God and there is no other. It's an act of humility, right? It's allowing God to choose through you and as you, allowing His will to be done. And you, in your limited sense and limited personality, stepping aside and allowing that to work through you as you. That's how you choose, manifest, and experience your new reality right now. This is what she was talking about, right? This is powerful. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, for joining our TikTok channel at Be Something Wonderful, and our membership channel. Don't forget, the live stream is next weekend, next Sunday, February 25th, 2024. Join us Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful in this beautiful Sunday morning. Until next time, we'll see you soon.